Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Why does it run? It's a wheel. I love it and it's the one I'm gonna choose, but why does it run?
Hello everyone, my fellow Pokemon trainers all, how are you doing? Today then, I want to talk about Scarlet and Violet because quite frankly it has been way too long since I have done just that. The game is shaping up to be actually really quite awesome. It's gone from, okay, I'm glad they're using the Arceus format, but I don't want it to be another lazy, well, sort of half-baked Pokemon game, and that's kind of what the last few felt like, even though I did have fun with them. I want that special Pokemon magic back, to, I'll say it, I am officially very excited.
And now for something completely different.
War. War never changes. Unless it's Warframe, in which case it does, because it keeps getting awesome updates. Hello everybody, just want to take a quick moment to thank Warframe very much for sponsoring this video. And it is in the name of Styanax, the 50th new Warframe to get added to the game. And let me just tell you, he is looking absolutely fantastic. I mean, you know a Warframe is good when it gets its own little anime short to celebrate it. And I am absolutely in love with that gladiator-esque shield, spear, the helmet, the aesthetic. Ah, it's a good one. And honestly, I've always loved what Warframe has been doing ever since I first played it 9 years ago.
Okay, here we go.
Pull a clutch.
Yes,
man.
use the thing.
No, it's gonna fuck it. Oh, God! Oh, get me up! Yes! Run!
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was some vintage Rage Gaming videos right there. Alright, you can get the new Warframe, Styanax, and indeed Warframe the game itself for free using the link in the description. Simply download the game, get in, and well, claim him. Also, watch the full-length anime short for him too, and generally have a great time. For now though, on with the show. The world is looking really good, the multiplayer is quite literally game-changing and is going to make an awesome pro and new playthrough. The NPC characters are looking great, so is the team, the gyms in any order, and the gym leaders themselves are looking pretty swish. The Legendaries tying into the transport mechanic is a really nice way to make them a lot more meaningful and actually make them a core part of getting around, so you'll have a lot of use out of them, and that's really, really sweet too. And even terastalizing is looking quite interesting. I'm certainly getting vibes that I think I will prefer it to Gigantamaxing, which I'll be honest, I was never really that into, but that might just be a me thing. It certainly looks very pretty, that's for sure. But in any case, the thing that matters most in any new Pokemon game is of course the new Pokemon, especially in a new generation. And that's kind of the main inspiration about the words that I'm talking at you right now, right here today, because I want to talk about said new Pokemon, because I genuinely think there is a chance that this will become my new favorite roster ever. I don't think I've ever been more impressed and excited for a set of new Pokemon than the 16 or so reveals we've had so far. Sinnoh currently holds the crown for me of best roster, but hey, that might be getting threatened. So without further ado, let's go over every new Pokemon. I will give you my thoughts on them. I would love to know your thoughts too, and how you're feeling about Scarlet and Violet. Of course, we begin then with our three starters. Sprigatito, which I know a lot of you would quite literally die for.
But if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
And honestly, I can see why. It really is a sweet starter, and who doesn't like the grass cat aesthetic? Of course, though, I am a Fuecoco, man, a reptile and fire. I've always been Team Fire Starters, and a flame crocodile, I mean, oh, yes, it very, very much does it for me. Quaxly! We don't talk about Quaxly.
God, you're weird, aren't you? I mean, you're really weird.
The Legendaries then, Koraidon and Miraidon, are both very much growing on me consistently. Again, running despite being a wheel is an interesting choice, but I love the contrast between a more ancient aesthetic and a more modern one, and I like how it ties into the characters and will be the story, and everything about them really is shaping up to be great. I really wasn't sure how I felt about tech tracking to begin with, but I love the contrast of them, and as I said, they really do get better and better in my mind every time I see them. Then, just quickly, you know, Swoliv, it's cute, it's an olive, it's nice. As far as random little early terrified looking plants go in a Pokemon game, it's definitely up there.
Help me.
Paldean Wooper! It's fine. I'm not a huge Wooper fan. This one is brown. It might end up being quite a good Quagsire, but like, we'll see what other forms we get, because this one is probably one of the weakest ones revealed for me so far, but that's okay. Pawmi is quite cute. It is, of course, our Pikachu clone of the gen, as is tradition, so there's not much to say about it, but it is genuinely one of the better ones that we have had, at least in my opinion. Then, Lechonk!
It's beautiful.
I mean, on name alone, this is one of the most glorious Pokemon to have ever been wrought into creation, and I, for one, absolutely adore him. So, we also have Fido! Of course, our classic random dog that we do get quite a few of. This one's probably quite low down for me. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks, and I don't really care for dog-based Pokemon. It's just fine. Then we have Setatan. This one is very interesting to me, because I think a whale Pokemon is very cool. I love whales, and the potential here is fantastic. And if there's one thing that you want from a Pokemon, is strong muscles and thick blubber. If it wasn't for the 3 random spikes they decided to shove on its face, that while its mouth open looks like a model glitch over a genuine design decision, I would probably be really into this. As it stands, its potential is massive, and that's the category I would put it into. The fact it already weighs 700 kilograms is hilarious, and I love the idea of it becoming even more massive and a genuine, intimidating, powerful land whale, but we'll see what happens. Right now, I am cautiously optimistic, but again, those face spikes. Then we get to, let's be honest, the main events. Although we should do Cyclizar, of course, a Pokemon that exists to be ridden. I mean, it's literally the mount Pokemon. I like Dragon Normal, that's certainly interesting, but it is cool seeing what essentially is mini legendary being a bike for everyone in the region. That's definitely quite cool to have, and answers a lot of questions about how people operate in this, well, new Poke world. Other than that, it's just kind of fine. I don't know how I feel completely about Wheel Chest. You kind of get away with it for the Legendaries because they're the Legendaries, but I love the idea of a stand-up lizard. Like, I love reptile Pokemon so much, but I don't want a wheel in its chest. What do you guys think of the whole chest wheel thing? It's kind of weirding me out, if I'm completely honest with you. Then we have the absolute standout stars and the most recent reveals. Let's begin with Klawf! Is the only noise I can associate with this adorable furry crab. It's amazing. It really, really is. A rock crab and a giant boss one is in our future at that. It's just so funny and amusing. I definitely think it is the best now crab Pokemon in the entirety of Pokemon. Sorry, OGs, but this really is a very amusing creation. I really like its aesthetic. I love the personality it's already shown, and I do wonder if it will evolve. That would be certainly interesting. It seemingly having a boss version of itself makes me feel like it might not, but at the same time, it doesn't really need to if it doesn't. It's just a very amusing, very fun Pokemon, and it's a perfect, to me, kind of roster filler that I'm sure a lot of people will very rightly enjoy having in their parties. Then we have the trio that make me think this genuinely is going to shape up to be one of the best Pokemon gens ever. We'll start with Grafaiai, who is just amazing! Oh, little poison monkey, right? I love his color scheme, I love how he looks, but the personality that they have already crammed into him. The fact that he has this long elongated finger, which is a thing a couple monkeys do have, that they can dig into trees and pull out bugs, but for him, he licks his lips and gets this paint substance on it, and depending on his diet, it's a different color, and he marks trees, he paints over other Grafaiais to claim their territory, and is generally a little bastard in the best way. I think he is fantastic. I really, really do. He is very much a cool, unique, original design, and it is so good to see something that is so genuinely fresh this far into Pokemon generations. I think he's really, really neat, and definitely up there for best monkey Pokemon, at least if Infernape didn't exist, the god of all monkey Pokemon, and indeed the best Pokemon full stop, so I guess that's not a fair comparison. Then we have, well, our Mega Man homages in Armarouge and Ceruledge. Armarouge up first. He looks like a goddamn flame Spartan. He's got armor cannons that come together to blast a amazing unique move, and I really do like little humanoid character-esque looking Pokemon. Kinda like the Lucario aesthetic, and this guy is just so badass. He's just cool, right? Like, he's so cool. I really, really like it. A fire psychic Pokemon that is, well, still a warrior, a fire warrior, just not enough room for the fighting type, but he really does tick all the boxes for me. I love his color scheme, I love how he is, and I cannot wait to have one in my team, and I'll be very surprised if he's not in my final 6, all things done. As I will be surprised as his counterpart, also insanely badass Ceruledge, he's not in my final 6. A fire ghost, the blades of ghost flame, a absolutely badass looking set of armor, and yes, you might think that these are a bit too humanoid, a bit too charactery, a bit too Mega Man-y, and that's completely fair. But me, and a lot of people included, really do kind of dig these humanoid aesthetics, and this one is probably one of the best they have ever done, and I, for one, am an absolute huge fan of it, and I'm very much excited to get my hands on one and make it my battle slave. It's best if we don't think too deeply about the Pokemon world. So there you go, everybody. That is a very quick blast through rundown of the Pokemon as I seize them. I would love to know what your favorites are, and the big question is, if you had to have a party of 6 based on the current reveals, what would it be? For me, it would be Fuecoco, it would be Koraidon, Armarouge, Ceruledge, Grafaiai, and Klawf. But let me know your take on that. For now then, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.